Yeah, baby, look at that mask. Home of the brave. Our nation. Oh, excuse me, I can't read. One nation under God. The USA. America. Hold on, let me cover the A. It's just America.
Okay, I have so many questions. One, why that mask? Two, it looks a lot like a cowboy mask, so I thought you had doo doo on your face.
Hey, well,
Oh, boom, got him.
don't
Ha, got you guys.
see
Got
here.
you guys.
Hey, listen, you heard it first. Hero don't love America. He don't love America with no A. America. That's why I
Okay.
love Hero. I love my country. I love my country. My country.
You know what I really would appreciate?
What?
If you send me those pictures for the thumbnails so I could actually take it, since you got all this time to be getting masks and stuff.
What pictures for the thumbnail? See, maybe I misunderstood what you was asking me for.
Because clearly when I make our covers for these shows, I don't want to keep using pictures of Kobe and Shaq. I want to use pictures of us. But Eric doesn't take pictures even on
Oh,
vacation. So I have to beg him to take.
I don't have any pictures, bro. I really don't have pictures.
Shawnee, if you are watching this, please just hold him down or get him in his sleep. I can draw eyes on the back of his eyelids. This is doable for me.
Hold on. I'm gonna do it one time for the one time right here. Oh, a clean lens will make for a better shot. See, this will be an
Oh
awesome.
man, he's the first selfie of his life, and he's learning the basics right away.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you right now.
Welcome to another episode of the Identity, and per our three-show history as of 2020, I am making my sign while we film the next show because Eric doesn't enjoy waiting, and also we're going to try and do some chess trials with the online thing, so we're excited to do that. But Eric, what's good? How you doing?
I mean, I'm doing good because I got my mask on. I know I'm sounding like a walking PDA, excuse me, PDA. Yeah, something else on my brain. PDSA. No, I said PDSA like I'm at work. Dang it, work. PSA.
Yes. Okay.
A PDSA is a Plan Do Study Act. I'm thinking about work.
I was like, he's still not saying it right, but
yeah,
okay.
Anyway, y'all forgive me. It's been a long day. PSA.
And what is the like? Okay, Eric had it out for y'all wearing masks, and while Eric has the mask on, we're gonna go over some things that you guys should know about masks and how to properly wear them. As Eric is being seen on this lovely display, this is how a mask is supposed to be worn. Take great quality and time and care to acknowledge the sensual curves of the wraps around his ear and how it covers the bridge of his nose, forming a nice tight seal underneath the eyelids, also keeping that chin nice in place. Now, what I'm going to ask Eric to do is present some less than savory qualities of the mask. Yes, they might be uncomfortable, or they might be deemed inappropriate and cause a little bit of irritation on the back, but we will get into ways that you can get around that. But there are 3 ways that you should never, and I repeat, never wear your mask. The first one I like to call penis nose mask, where you have your nose out for some strange reason and completely disregarding the whole purpose of having the mask on, which is to prevent the respiratory aspects of your external body from being exposed to the outside world. This is inappropriate and ineffective, and you shouldn't do it. The second thing that I don't enjoy seeing is the good old-fashioned college chin strap method. Now, this method requires you to put your mask, for some strange reason, covering your chin, as this would be an ultimate protection of your beard if you had a beautiful beard win, and it's completely understandable. But it's, once again, unacceptable to protect yourself from a respiratory disease that is spreading throughout our country and has effectively killed 170,000 people. And my favorite example of how not to wear a mask is not wearing a mask at all, people. Let's not walk outside during a pandemic and not wear a mask. I would like to thank our lovely, lovely model for showing off this. E.T., give yourself a round of applause. And once again, this is the public service announcement from the Identity Booth. We hope you learned something new.
Yeah.
That has been my TED Talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, seriously, people, man. I know what your feelings are. I don't like wearing it. You saw how I have very small ears, and you see, there's my little ear. It's so tiny in comparison to the rest of my noggin. I have tiny ears, and this is irritating. It sucks. I said, but you know what? I'm not sick. I haven't been sick all year. I don't want to get sick. I don't know who is sick. What if I'm an asymptomatic carrier? Somebody else has got compromised immune system. I don't know. I don't want them to die. And as uncomfortable as it is, and I wear one of these for work. Actually, I have a surgical one. I'm not going to get up and go get it for you. I mean, I guess I could. Maybe. Do we need to give instructions on how to wear a proper surgical mask?
I mean, I'm down for it. I mean, it's nothing but editing.
Yeah. And I want you to put up the SpongeBob SquarePants a few seconds later.
Got you.
Isn't it neat how we just have this crap laying around in our immediate
And I was
reach?
thinking about that today. I have enough equipment in my house to at least remove some. I can remove. I feel like I have enough equipment in my house right now to remove like a bullet from a wound for sure.
I think I still do. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't have gauze. I might have thrown away all my suture, but I think I threw away all my suture recently. But I'm gonna start collecting. I'm gonna start collecting like some monocryls and some prolines. You just never know. Somebody get a gash.
The foros, something,
some foros, some big enough for me to see, but not tiny enough for me to freaking snap in somebody's skin. So
yeah.
Anyway, people, this is an actual surgeon's mask. You see, people, it has this little metal bar here. And what is the metal bar for? Let me show you. You take your thumbs, like so, and you press the mask like that. So it goes over the shape of your nose, and then you put it to your face. And before you tie, you pinch right here. You flare it out. Why? So it'll fit over your nose. The first set of ties go up on your noggin, like so. You tie yourself a little knot. You can tie it in a bow if you want to. See that? See that? Right on the side of my head, like that. And then this one goes here. So when you exhale through the mask, and whatever's left comes out here on the side. It's a small little opening. And then you just walk around like this. It's not terrible.
And I venture, and I can hear people crying out, but I wear glasses, and my glasses fog, and that's why I can't wear a mask. Hey, shut up. Because we've already solved that problem. It's called tape.
It is tape. So anyway,
I guess, and I've on the channel right now. On this channel, I have 3 videos about masks. The first 2 are about like people's reactions to wearing masks. But today, like, what are we really getting at? Like, we've done 2 demonstrations on what the masks are, but why are we still talking about this, Eric?
Because the pandemic is still here. And one thing that I know is you guys aren't thinking about or paying attention to, it's August. Yes, it's still warm in most of the country, but in literally 30 to 45 days, it's going to start cooling off. And all the places that get cold faster than where I am here in the South, flu season is going to pick back up. Think about the end of last year. Nobody knew what the heck this corona was. They were calling it RSV. They were calling it the flu. They were calling it H1N1 pneumonia. We know what it is now. And it's a very aggressive upper respiratory disease. Wear your mask, for Christ's sake. Wear your mask. And this is a centrist, slightly right of center depending on the day. I'm a traditionalist, I guess is what I would say. I guess I would fall in the box more like a JFK liberal / whatever you want to call him. I mean, like maybe Wilhelm von Humboldt is probably. If you don't know who that is, go look up who this is. Anyway, yeah, I am definitely one of those people who be responsible for yourself, and you have a duty to your fellow Americans. If you're one of these quote unquote Americans, red blooded, you have a duty to your fellow man to protect them at all costs if it's within your power to do so. You do not know if you are carrying it at any time. Perfect example, I have a family member recently who is in social services, works for the government, gets tested every 2 weeks, got tested. A week went by. She went 6 days without noticing anything. She goes and gets tested. 2 weeks later, they tell her she tests positive. She's had the virus for at least 8 days. Has no idea where she got it. She has a 7-year-old son and a husband at home with her. And her husband has 2 other children that come and stay with them every weekend. So she's just exposed how many people. She went to the grocery store, touched something. She went to the service station and touched the gas pump. She went into the office building where she works. She went, you name the place, and touched something, breathed on something, snorted or sneezed or snotted on something. And what if that person's 65 years old with a comorbidity? Now what? Now what do you want to say? Well, it was just their time to go. The Lord done took them. No, that's not good enough, man. Not for me. Not for me.
Not for you. Not for my loved ones.
Yeah, because listen, don't let me find out you got the Rona. You been all up in my face, kicking and sneezing and huffing and puffing. Give me those hard, hey boy, how you doing? I don't want that. I don't want it at all. Miss me with that. Because with me and you gonna I'm not even finna fight you. I got something right in here in my room that only cost me 50 cents to take care of the problem that is you. Please don't make me use that.
I think a big problem that is being perpetuated by this virus is the fact that, once again, 170,000 people are confirmed dead by secondary test of this disease. The Hashmagosh number is probably upwards of 225,000.
Hashmagosh? That sounds like Oshkosh Bagosh.
I replaced one of them. I wasn't sure which one I was supposed to start with.
The Oshkosh Bagosh numbers.
Okay. So 225 people unofficial, 170 official. At the rate we're going, statistically speaking, we're going to break 208 before the election. I mean, God forbid that happens. But
actually, I think that's probably more likely because people are just, most of the people that I talk to, they're just like, whatever. Yeah. They're not thinking about flu season. That's why when it starts cooling off in October, your boy ain't going to be slowing it down, locking it down in the crib. Like, I'm going to go buy all the toys and all the stuff that I want. I'm going to be hunkering down in the crib. I'm going to go buy me a deep freeze, order me a bunch of meat and bulk, a bunch of frozen veggies, and I'm going to be limiting my contact. If I can have it shipped to the house and delivered, I'm having it delivered. The only thing I need to be going out for is the office and gas.
And to your point, I absolutely agree with that lifestyle and decision. But I think what no one is really acknowledging, and this is something that the news isn't talking about, because we always hear about the deaths. But me and you work in the field. We have analytics, we have numbers, and the one thing that is super relaxing about this disease is the 70% recovery rate. Eric, what does it mean when you recover from a disease that puts you in the hospital?
It means that you no longer have symptoms. That's it. Doesn't mean you're not susceptible to the disease. It just means the what was ailing you for whatever length of time you were experiencing that has subsided, but it does not mean you are not currently carrying the virus. It just means the symptoms have subsided. So you're still a carrier, which means your body has produced antibodies, but does not mean necessarily that you cannot transmit it to someone who is not a carrier of the antibodies. Maybe my histology isn't isn't at the level of some people who may watch this, and definitely not the level of heroes. But my basic understanding, and if I'm wrong, go down in the comments and challenge me. I would love to get in a verbal sparring match in the comment section after you click the subscribe button.
I love these shameless plugs. In addition to that, what Eric is saying is absolutely true. But the thing that has to kind of really rattle people's brain is the side effects of recovery. Because when people recover from this disease, no one's talking about the heart palpitations. No one's talking about the irreversible scarring damage to the lung tissue.
The alveoli are not getting recruited because you're
recruited properly.
Because your
people
lungs
talking about. There are people who have lost up to 40% of recruitment abilities with their lungs. That's a 40% drop in capacity. Whatever 40% is of the average adult,
and
which
that's
is 500.
And so let me put it in a way that people will understand. Losing 40% of your lung function, let's say in my state, living in Texas, is like me having my mouth covered and one nostril climbing a mountain in Colorado Springs. That's what it's like.
You're a fish halfway out of water, and you have this guppy effect. So you leave this hospital, you're cured by the standards of the medical center, but now you have to walk around with 30% oxygen on you through a non-rebreather. It's not a pleasant way of life, but a lot of people are going into the world expecting it to happen, and something strange is happening. And I say this because I have to use this example, and I hate to use it, but remember this year March, when school was canceled, and all the not Republicans, I'm being biased, but there was a bunch of gun activists who said, see, look, guns aren't the problem. There hasn't been a school shooting all month. But no one failed to realize the reason why there was no school shootings is because schools were canceled. Same thing with the coronavirus. Just because you aren't experiencing it doesn't mean it's not going to happen if things get back to normal. Just because you are able to go outside and go to the gym and do a few of these other things doesn't mean that this spike won't sneak up on us and knock us the hell out.
And to Hero's point, man, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like if I wasn't in this field, that I would be having the same thoughts and feelings and opinions that the majority of you guys have. But being in this field, walking past people who are on a ventilator, who I know 98% of the time they're not coming off that ventilator, makes me feel differently about that. Life's not going to be the same. It's just not. And not saying that you need to get acclimated, but maybe I am saying you need to get acclimated. At the very least, just be considerate. Where's the decency of most of these human beings to just put on a mask? Or, here's what I like better. A lot of these people are glad that stuff's opening back up because it's their excuse to go out to the bar and drink. These same people who talk about they don't feel safe, like my wife's a personal trainer at a boutique fitness studio. Y'all know who she is. Y'all know where she works. A lot of these people that she hadn't seen since the outbreak. Oh no, I don't feel safe coming into the gym. She's like, but I just seen you on Facebook with like 30 of your friends taking shots. Well, that's worse. You're drinking out of a glass that you don't know was completely sanitized, sitting on a stool, arms, hands, face on a table that you don't know was properly sanitized. You have no problem with that, but you don't want to go to. It's all of this stuff is hypocrisy. Most of this stuff, these people are hypocrites. They just want to go do what they want to do when they want to do it, and they don't give a dang about nobody else. And I think that's probably what bothers Hero and I the most.
Another aspect of it is this, and we're not, me and Eric are not influencers, or we're not super popular, we're not Hollywood bound, but the Jake Pauls of the world who are throwing rage fest parties at their house with hundreds of people there, young people who have 4.3 million people on TikTok following them, saying it's okay to party, it's okay to live. You have to understand, misery enjoys the fortunate because they have hope. Misery doesn't affect people who are hopeless. So that's why it's important for you, if you're a person that has anybody that you care about, If you say you care about anyone in your life, you'll do the bare minimum. And I've been scolding my own siblings, from the youngest ones to the adult ones, telling them, like, okay, I'm going home next month. My birthday's next month. I'm going home for the first week. I'm not going to no goddamn party. I just cursed. Damn it.
And you cursed because you got made. You cursed. But see, listen, YouTube doesn't care about the D word. Like,
yeah, you're right. I don't care that it's my birthday. I'm only coming home because I actually genuinely need a break. And when I get home, I'll be wearing a mask in my house because I work around people. I've taken at least 4 people off the vent due to COVID protocol, meaning they didn't have 80% compliancy.
Well, man, you're making me feel bad, man, because Shawnee just asked me what I want to do for my birthday. Normally, I go. The only thing I've ever done since I've been married to Shawnee and since I've known Shawnee is go to a restaurant for dinner with Shawnee for my birthday. She asked me if I wanted to go to Vegas. I was like, maybe my last trip for the winter if I did. I was like, I was like, nah, I probably won't. I forgot it was a big outbreak there. I probably won't. Maybe I'm definitely gonna go eat dinner with my wife in Cityside.
I think the thing that I'm more afraid of is that, okay, I'm gonna go get a test the week before I go, and if it shows that I'm a carrier, then I'm just canceled my plans. But I think moreover, I'm afraid of the people. I don't have many people I can hold on to. I have a very niche crowd of people that I care about. I've made it my business to keep these people in a better state than I am. Yeah. So for me to have worked in such close proximity and I think be fortunate not to have any signs or symptoms, I don't want to take that chance. You know, there's something painful about being the cause of someone's pain that you care about. So I'm very cautious, but I also can't sit here and be too upset when we have governors and leaders, the top dog leaders, saying, no, it's fine, go out. That is not a plausible argument for me. So I think I fight this anger of isolation and justify my isolation by saying I'm doing what's right for my loved ones, not necessarily for me. And with that, there's reason to believe, like, okay, let's say the vaccine comes out and everything goes on. Then there's a subgroup of people who don't want to take that vaccine. 1/3 of Americans have already outright said, nah, I'm not doing it.
I can understand, man. Like, I don't know what's up with this thing. I don't know what's in this thing.
But I mean, the flat out, people like me and you will have to take it because we're going to be part of the front line. Like, they want all healthcare providers to take it first.
Yeah, they might. I'm not gonna say that on camera.
Next topic.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
But the thing that I think is more important than anything is just doing right by other people and doing the bare minimum, which is just putting on the mask. And when you have the mask on, just wear it. Like, I see people take the mask off for pictures, and that bothers me. Like, just take the picture with the mask on. Like, the last thing you want to do is take the mask off and put your face next to someone else to take a picture.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's happening.
Yeah.
It is literally happening.
Well, I mean, okay, so here's the deal. Like, you can't wear your mask in the bank. You cannot you have to pull your mask down when you go to the airport so they can confirm your identity. You have to do it at the TSA line. You have to do it at the gate. You have to do it in the international, especially at the international one, because that thing has to scan your face. Like, I'm just saying, a lot of this stuff, I get why people are frustrated. It doesn't make sense to me. Me personally, it doesn't make sense to me. But things that are mandated that don't make sense to me are not overriding the fact that somebody could be carrying it and I could be get sick from them, or I could be an asymptomatic carrier and someone could get sick. Now, I've seen studies on both sides that say if you're an asymptomatic carrier, you can't transmit the disease, but they don't even know how they don't even have 100% accurate tests yet. So why am I going to believe that they said masks were unnecessary? Then they said masks were absolutely necessary. They don't know really what's going on.
What are you gauging on this? Like, do you like looking at places like New Zealand that are open right now?
And South Dakota. With the they're 80% back to business as usual, man. They're one of the most
but we know they're 80% to capacity, but their contact do they have good contact? I don't know anything about South Dakota. Is their contact tracing okay?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're one of they're doing so well they rejected the stimulus.
Okay, that's impressive. I'll be very interested to see that. But is South Dakota? Where's the place? Did you hear about this bike rally that was going on?
You talking about Sturgis in South Dakota?
Yeah. Okay, so it happened in South Dakota. You heard about this?
Sturgis. They're not canceling Sturgis. I would.
But that was strange to me.
But
why would you risk 80% and then risk it?
Because it's Sturgis. It's a long-standing thing. They've done so well in the state that they feel like they can take the risk, and I'm like, hey man, listen, I leave that to the governor of that state. She's done a great job, and I'm excited to see if more states can mimic what she's done.
I've been watching the webcam. They have a live webcam feed on like 10.
I'm going to Sturgis one day. As soon as I buy a motorcycle, I'm gonna go to Sturgis just to make that ride. That's gonna be a long, painful butt ride, but I'm gonna do it. Just because I want to. Anyway, New Zealand, to your point, though. New Zealand, Taiwan, those are places that everybody else in the world, I feel like, should be emulating. They got very strict about it. And guess what? They're wide open, but they still have on masks, people. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, it's not going away. Like, the mask thing's not going away until the vaccine gets here. So you might as well...
And even then, I think it's fair to say keep wearing the mask.
It's probably going to happen. So they're going to, you know how mask goes. They're going to find a few guinea pigs. They're going to sign them up. They're going to make them fill out a waiver. Going to guarantee them some money if something happens to them. And if they grow a third ear or one of their balls shrinks or, you know, one of their leg ends up shorter than the other from taking the vaccine or they die. They're going to give you a guaranteed something. So some people are going to run out. They're going to do it. I mean, I got my own feelings on who they should test it on in this country. But I'm not going to go there because then I'm going to sound like I'm going to sound like Kamala Harris. We should.
I don't appreciate these jabs.
So, I mean, you know, we definitely need some people to either step up or we need to do it on people who don't have any rights in this country. We need to test it on them first.
The military is obviously going to be, military and frontline workers are going to be on the bubble for this. The rich will be on the bubble for this. I foresee the NFL saying to their players, we have a vaccine and now you're required to come back. If not, you're losing your money. I could see a situation like that. But like, regardless of what the end game is, the now plan is to put on a mask, and I think we've articulated this, we've visualized this, we've made audible cues, we've made it cool, you could make your mask design. I got a Black Panther one, I got a surgical one,
I got a America mask.
So, for what it's worth, if you're considering yourself to be a neighbor, a friend, if you consider yourself sympathetic to anyone, for any reason, and you value that, you will try and protect them. You will try and keep them safe. It might not seem cool. It might not seem aesthetically pleasing. It might be downright uncomfortable. But usually doing the right thing is. And that's why the battle of good versus evil, bad people are lazy, inconsiderate. You're not bad. You're distressed, but you're not bad. And for that reason, we can identify, because we all are going through this. And as we try to identify with each other, I'm trying to identify with y'all. Put on the mask and do the right thing. But that's neither here or there. Eric, where the hell can they find us?
right down below this little box with the human beings in it, they can find us right on that red button right there with the words. Starts with an S, ends with an E. Then click the bell, all notifications. Go down in the comment section. That's where we live. We're trying to live in the comment section. Y'all ain't helping us out. Y'all not helping us live.
Engagement, because we want 200 subscribers, baby.
Listen, that's the only place they can find us. This is the only place y'all can find us on this episode. It's down in the comment section. We don't live nowhere else. We don't live nowhere else.
This is a strictly YouTube production, and we're gonna be able to contact with you guys. 200 subscribers, y'all. We're so close. I think we're at 191. We're so close.
We need 200
subscribers. 200 subscribers. 200 subscribers. We're gonna get there. And once we do, me and Eric got some stuff in the work. In fact, that's what we're about to go work on now, our secret little project. But for what it's worth, I appreciate you guys here. I love you guys. Take care of yourselves so I can continue to love you. And, be good to each other. Eric, I love you, man. I'm out of here. All right. We have